Yeah. Hi, Mr. Paul Swami. How are you doing?
Very well, Craig.
Good, good. I'm glad you made it. Thanks for coming along. This is Ash.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
Hello, Ash.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Just take a seat.
Thank you.
Would you like a drink of water?
I'm okay, thank you.
You're okay? Alright. Ash, would you like one?
I'm okay, thank you.
Great, great. Okay, how'd you go over here? Fine? Good traffic? The traffic
Indeed,
alright?
the traffic, I planned it very well.
Good, good.
I was warned about the difficulties in getting to this venue, especially at this point in the day,
Okay.
and therefore I took my time and then have been able to come here in good time.
That's perfect. Thanks very much for that. Okay, so I'll just give you a quick run through of how this interview will go through. To start with, Ash will be taking some notes during.
Yep.
Don't
Okay.
worry about it, it's just part of the process.
Just to refresh our memories in case we forget.
Exactly. So she'll be doing that. So once I'll start with asking the questions. We'll go through the whole process. I've got like 10 questions for you that I'll be asking.
Okay.
Once those questions are asked, you feel free to ask any questions that you need from us.
Okay.
We'll try and answer them as best we can. If we don't have the answers today, we will get them to you on email
Sure.
or any way
Yeah.
that we can. We will try and get the information back to you within 1 week.
Right.
Okay. And then what the process will be from there is will be another interview after that. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just get into the questions for this role. Okay. So question number 1. Do you think it's important to promote team building among employees in the organisation? And if so, what steps do you take to ensure this?
I think team building is very crucial because teams function only if there is coherence in the whole team between the members of the team. Otherwise, if people are pulling in different directions, it's extremely difficult to achieve the objectives that the team wishes to achieve. It's not easy because we're dealing with people.
Correct.
So when we're dealing with people in a team, it's extremely important that people's skills are deployed in an appropriate way. Well, the question is, what can I do to build the team spirit within the team? Depends on what powers I have or what role I'm going to play in the team itself. Obviously, I'm here to be interviewed for the post of an administrative assistant, so I may not have much power in organizing things in order to bring the team members together, but the best way that I can contribute to that would be to find out who are the influential people within the team and also who is my line manager, and then see what sort of resources we have with respect to arranging different avenues for people to come together, both during the work time and outside the work time. So I think team building activities would be needing to be looked at in this context, that during the work time, I think people should come together with short workshops where the values of the team are reintroduced to all the team members, and we all sing from the same hymn sheet. We need to have the mission statement from the organization that we are working for, and all the value-based behaviors that we need to inculcate among the team members. And outside the team, outside the working hours, I think it's important to have some social events. And therefore, it's important that we suss out what the individual hobbies of individual team members are, and therefore put together some sort of an activity where everyone can enjoy themselves, at the same time come together, know each other. So in the long term, building such relationships is extremely important for us to achieve the objectives that we set out.
Okay, thanks very much. Thank you for the in-depth answer. That's great. Okay, the second question. When your team encounters a problem and there's an issue, such as irritation with another co-worker, how do you find that's the best way to resolve that issue?
I think dealing with difficult personalities and difficult people is always a problem within teams, because people have their different understandings of what's going on, people have different agendas sometimes, and people may not have had enough training in how to deal with their own emotions, and not everyone has got self-awareness as to what's going on, same empathic skills when it comes to dealing with other people, and therefore it's not unusual for some team members to go against other team members. So once in a while we do encounter situations where one of the team members may not be playing in the same way that we would like them to play. If such is the case, I think I would like to get to know the underlying problem that a particular team member might have. Therefore, I would like to have one-to-one chat with them to exactly analyze what is the problem behind their sort of behavior. Sometimes it could well be that they may not like some of the other team members, or they may disagree with what's being proposed that needs to be accomplished. So I think it's important for me to have one-to-one sort of interaction with that team member, analyze the situation in a confidential manner, and also build trust and rapport with that particular member, and then try and see if I can deal with the problem. And if that problem needs to be dealt with in that context, for example, by speaking to other people, highlighting the difficulties that this person has, I'll be very happy to do that. That way I would like to bring these individual members together and in sort of a mediation type of facility in order to address the issues and move forwards.
Perfect. Okay. How do you react in a situation where you need to take an immediate decision? What process would you follow for your decision making in such a critical situation?
I've developed my own ethos about how I would go about decision making. Decision making styles, one has to have a repertoire of different types of decision making styles. If it is a situation where immediate action is required, you do not have time, then I think a sort of command and control type of style is extremely important. There's no time to consult each member and find out what is right, what's right, what's wrong for someone. So if the scenario dictates the way I approach the decision making. Sometimes if it is a decision that needs to be made in the context of where we do have time, and then I would like to go into the different areas that underpin the decision making process. For example, if it is development of a new product, or it could be how we market a particular product, or how we look at our balance sheet and address the issues where we have been underperforming in various things and not utilizing our resources properly. 80-20 rule, for example, the Pareto principle, I would like to look at that and see what is our biggest strength. Are we playing up to the biggest strengths that we have? Are we wasting our talents? So there are various things to consider. If that's the case, and if we have enough time, then again it's a consultative process that I would like to go through, looking at the various team members, and come with a collaborative decision-making process where I feel other employees empowered in contributing to the decision-making process, and it is leadership by contribution, and the situational type of leadership that I would like to approach. So.
Okay, thank you very much again. Thank you. Did you get all that?
I did, yes.
Perfect. Okay. What steps do you take to establish a rapport with others in your work team?
Well, in general, I'd like to understand people. I'd like to know their backgrounds. So I would do a little bit of research about those people. And once I have done that research, I would know what the strengths and capabilities and leanings of different people are, and I approach individual people to establish a rapport with them by conversation, by playing up their values, comparing our values, and developing some common themes where we come together and gel together. That's the way I would like to establish rapport.
That's perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, how do you deal with situations when others are finding it hard to communicate effectively with you?
Then again, obviously, I'd like to look into the background of that particular person. What are the reasons why that person, he or she, is finding it difficult to communicate with other people? It might well be that they are new, they don't know the ropes within the organization. If that's the case, then I'll show them the ropes and make sure that the induction processes have been gone through. On the other hand, if there had been a long-standing member, then it might well be some new members which have come into the team are not quite understanding the way things have to happen. So I would like to get behind the behaviors and see why the difficulties are arising and try to address those difficulties in a collaborative fashion.
Perfect. Okay. Obviously for this role it's very important that you've got up-to-date computer skills and knowledge. Can you describe to me how you're computer literate and what software programs that you're familiar with?
Well, I am computer literate. I've been working with the standard programs of word processing and Excel spreadsheets, Access database, as well as PowerPoint presentations. So, and I'm extremely good at typing, not touch typing standard, but reasonably good at typing skills. And I know the media in the sense the digital media where I can use a dictation equipment and then transcribe that subsequently. So I'm conversant with all those things. Shorthand, I have tried my skills at shorthand before. If necessary, I can use some of the shorthand as well. So I'm quite conversant and quite comfortable with these different programs.
Perfect. Okay. So, look, thanks very much, Sachi. Paul, sorry, that's all the questions that have been asked. What will be happening next is the next step will be Ashir will be getting in touch with the referees.
Sure.
Going through your background, obviously where you worked before.
Okay.
Once the referees have been done, there's a next step of the process, which will be a follow-up interview.
Okay.
Once that follow-up interview is complete, that's when we'll get back in touch with you whether you're a successful applicant with us for this role.
Thank you very much.
But I'd just like to thank you for coming in today, taking some time out to have the interview and looking to come in and working with us. I
Sure.
appreciate it very much.
Do you have any final questions for us before you go?
Well, I have looked at your organisation.
Yeah.
I'm quite impressed with the achievements and the ethos that underpins the organisation. That's the reason why when I saw the advertisement, I felt the great need to apply for such a position. So, no, I do not have any particular questions, and I'll be delighted if I'm successful at this interview. I look forward to hearing from you.
No problem. Like I said, I shall be in touch with you via email or phone
Thank
call
you.
within the next few days.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll just see you out.
Thank you.